Sonia, am I there?
Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, has defended her father and her family's business practices to a Supreme Court judge in New York. The civil fraud trial was brought against Donald Trump by Democrat New York Attorney General Letitia James, who's accusing the former president of inflating the value of his properties to secure loans. Donald Trump and his co-defendant sons, Eric and Don Jr., have denied any wrongdoing. Now, Ivanka was originally listed as a co-defendant, but she was dismissed from the case in June after a New York appeals court found claims against her fell outside a statute of limitations.
Well, I think the AG's office, the New York, Tish James's office, who's brought this case, are resentful of the fact that Ivanka is no longer a defendant. They look at her that way, and they say that I think their calculation is that it's not that she's been cleared, it's that the statute of limitations ran, and therefore the stuff that they wanted to press her on is time barred. But it's still relevant in their mind in the case against former President Trump and Ivanka's two adult brothers, Eric and Don Jr., as well as against the company. It's one of these situations, Martha, where some of the scheme allegedly happens before the statute of limitations period and some happens after. Ivanka was only in the scheme, according to what was alleged, prior to the period of time in 2016 or so when the statute of limitations would run. So they can't go after her for her conduct because she was not involved after that. But they can go after the other defendants who are still on trial. So they're treating her as if she's this is a civil context, not criminal, but they're treating her as if she were a guilty criminal defendant rather than a witness.
New York Attorney General Letitia James is seeking $250 million in financial penalties and wants to ban Donald Trump and his sons from operating businesses in New York. This is what she had to say about Ivanka outside of court this morning.
She clearly was involved in negotiating and securing loans, favorable loans, for the benefit of the Trump organization, for Mr. Trump and her brothers, and for herself.
And, I think the DA needs to look at this. I think they need to really prosecute this. And I think they need to look at how much money was spent and expose how much money was wasted by New York on a fake, phony case that's about political, basically ammunition for Letitia James. Look, she was here today. Why? Because Ivanka, another child of the Trump family, was dragged into court again. It's enough. It's just enough. Wake up, America.
In court today, reporters described Ivanka's presence on the witness stand as poised and polite. Ivanka acknowledged she worked on real estate deals for the Trump organization, but said she was not involved in calculating Donald Trump's net worth. This is what Ivanka had to face when arriving at court. The judge who will deliver his verdict in the non-jury trial has already found the defendants liable for fraud, so the trial will determine how much the defendants will be ordered to pay in damages or other penalties.
Former President Donald Trump laid out his defense on Truth Social today, writing, quote, "No victims, no defaults, conservative financial statements, 100% disclaimer clause, corrupt attorney general, Trump-hating judge equals no case." Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, said they will move for a mistrial tomorrow.
Donald Trump is a defendant in 4 separate criminal cases, but the opinion polls show Trump holds a strong lead over Republican rivals to face Joe Biden at next year's presidential election.